These are beautiful one-of-a-kind phone cases. Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here with my iPhone 15 Pro. Now, I really like this phone. It's beautiful, it's incredibly well engineered, it's tough, but let's be honest, this cost me more than $1,000 and I'm not going to just tote it around without some form of protection. The problem is that most of the phone cases out there are boring. So when Carved reached out to me and said, we have some cases you should check out, I couldn't help but say, oh heck yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about them. So they make one-of-a-kind unique phone cases out of stabilized wood burl and colored resin. What does that look like? Just like in this photo. So they take these gnarly chunks of wood that have all sorts of character and personality, and then they put a resin through it so that it stabilizes the whole thing, and then they cut it and they used computer-based milling systems and everything to get it precisely and exactly the right size and shape for whatever phone you have. Now, they have iPhone and Samsung Galaxy. They also make pocket knives and wallets and Qi wireless chargers, all using that same sort of wood tech. And let me just show you, here's an example of one design, and I'll tell you more about each one. And then here's another example. And no one in the world has exactly this pattern because this was literally made out of wood and custom made and put onto this mold. And that's my case, and no one else's case is going to look like that, which is pretty sweet. Now, the company is based up in northern Indiana, pretty close to Chicago, actually. And I know that area well because I actually went to Purdue for grad school, which was just a couple hours south. We probably would have actually been able to meet in the middle for pizza or something, but they make these one at a kind and one at a time, and they make them on demand. So you pick an approximate set of colors and then they'll show you what it will look like and then they'll actually make it for you. So this is not quite as speedy as going to Best Buy or Target and picking up a case that you can put on your phone 60 seconds later, but I think the results are absolutely worth it. So I'm going to start with the less expensive one. And this one comes in a nice little canvas bag. It's actually a really cool bag. And they're all about environmental sustainability. So all of their stuff, everything is recyclable. This is the wood plus resin traveler phone case, but some places on their site they talk about it being a traveler case, and other places they just talk about it being their most sort of standard case. And what you'll notice is that there's this sort of fascia that they have put onto this otherwise probably TPU molded rubber case. So this is the kind of thing where it's pretty darn easy to put your phone in. You just push the four corners and it's in. I have protection on the screen because it's raised slightly. All the corners and everything are rubberized. And so this one is really nice. It gives you that beautiful and unique finish, but otherwise it is kind of a standard phone case. And you can see in this close-up that they have, of course, exactly nailed all the holes and buttons and everything because that's just what you do, right? So this one is, like I said, the traveler phone case. It is also MagSafe, so I happen to have my wireless charger there, and notice the magnet's holding it and it's charging, so that's really convenient. And it has the action button on it, and apparently you can order these without the action button, which is kind of an interesting idea. If you're on an iPhone 15, that's just part of the phone, so I'm not sure why they made that decision, but you have the choice. And they are pretty darn spendy. I'll get back to the price in just a minute. So this one, like I said, this is the traveler phone case for my iPhone 15 Pro, and it's pretty darn easy to take on and off because you just basically push where the camera lens is, and now you're ready to go. So that's that. Now the one that I thought was way more cool, and it's even more spendy, is this. So you'll notice that the wood and that whole finish actually wraps around the case. So instead of it being just an inset and not even on this part of it, this case literally is a full wraparound design. So it's obviously a lot more complicated to make. It also makes it slightly less strong because the corners now are this stabilized wood burl and resin. So you can hear the sound difference. This is just rubber. So if you're prone to dropping things, this is probably going to be your better bet. But this is a beautiful and fascinating case. And I don't know if you can see, but it actually, the light goes through partially because that's just how they've designed these. And this is what's known as they are live edge case. And this one is a little more complicated. It comes in a box, and the box actually includes a card that has a QR code that has a video that shows you how to put it on and take it off of your phone. So they really want to make sure you're careful with this so you don't go snap, oops. And it also comes with some information on how it was made. But the idea is that you can't torque it too much. And so it also is not entirely waterproof because, of course, it's wood. So if it gets any moisture, then that wood might deform or change shape. But what they tell you to do is to put in the corners, and this is pretty standard phone case install. So there it is, fully installed. The trickier part is getting the phone off of the case. But for now, I have the case on. And it's protective. It's pretty darn protective. And it is wireless charging compatible. So it's also MagSafe compatible. It does have the action button. If you don't want the action button, I guess you could have that skipped. And in this close-up, you can see how they get around having all those buttons, even though it's a wraparound design. So they just have just a little cutout, which we're used to. That's like the top of the phone, right? So all of that, very nice. The cutouts for all the different holes on the bottom and everything, of course, are perfect. Notice on the sides, there's actually some grippy cuts to make sure that it's less slippery. But overall, I think that I find this to be really, it has a nice feel to it, and it's not at all slippery. And it's a beautiful case. This is a really cool looking upgrade for my phone. And in terms of taking it off, what they tell you to do is to gently push. So I have my fingers on the corner of the case and I'm pushing on the camera lens, and you get one click. And then if you keep pushing, and then I modify their rules because I also try to do the second corner at the same time. So now I have just slightly the phone out on both sides, and now I can push that camera lens, and there we go. So now I have the case fully off without any damage, which is important. And so now we can talk about the price, because these are beautiful cases. I am super impressed with both their manufacturing process and with the results, but they are spendy. However, before we get there, I'm going to invite you, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Just go ahead and click on that subscribe button on the lower right. And then don't forget to hit that bell icon for notifications as I produce new content. And if this was something of value, I always appreciate a thumbs up. Excellent. Now, this is the carved custom iPhone case. This is the wood and resin traveler case, and it is $64 at carved.com. And it's super fun to just go onto their website because they have an almost infinite number of different designs, and they're all one of a kind. So if you say, oh, that's the one for me, and you actually buy it, then it vanishes. So no one else can buy that because everyone's unique. And so this is the traveler case, $64. It has the rubber insert. I would say this one is better for people that are prone to dropping their phone. And then this one is just the creme de la creme. This is the top end. This is the carved custom phone case, the wood plus resin live edge case, and that's why it wraps around. Everyone is unique. Again, go to their website and check it out. Really pretty amazing. This is $189 at carved.com. So these are spendy cases. Even compared to some of the most fancy protective cases out there, these, and this one in particular, is on the high end. But if you've just spent $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 on your top-end smartphone, why not get a case that both expresses your unique personality and gives you the protection that you need? So I am a fan. This is absolutely the case that I'm going to use with my phone, assuming I don't drop my phone in the process. There we go. That looks like that's all done. It's in, it fits beautifully. It gives me protection on the screen and everything. That's all I got. I will hope to catch you in my next video.